All right. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to everyone. Come on in, hit your like, tag, and share button. It's time for morning motivation. It's becoming whole Wednesday, and we are live this morning. I am so excited. Y'all know becoming whole Wednesday is become our staple here this morning. It is amazing what God is doing in our lives. I am so excited for where God is taking us and what God is doing with us. Come on in, hit your like, tag, and share button. We are live this morning, this time for morning motivation. Hit your like, tag, and share button in that order. Hit it in that order. Chanel, good morning. It is becoming whole Wednesday. Y'all know what that means. We are here at 7:30. Good morning, Terry Boxdale, Sherry T. That means we're here. Elder Duckett, good morning. 7:30. We are here at 12:30. And then we're here at 7 o'clock. I'm telling you, what an opportunity today to have fellowship with God. We're going to be about 6-7 hours in fellowship with God. Y'all not ready for this. Y'all really, we are going all the way in with our fellowship and our praise, our worship, our teaching, all to expand the kingdom and make disciples. Ronette, good morning. Monique, Nikki, good morning. Good to see everybody. Who else? Julian, good morning. Good to see you this morning. All my Tuesday night discipleship students, we had a great time on last night. Very practical things that have been sharing with us as it relates to our financial stewardship. Some people said, man, this is the best thing. It is the most practical thing. Kimberly Smith, good morning. Donna Moon, good morning. TN, good morning. Candace, good morning. Kevin, good morning. I'm telling you, our discipleship classes are on fire. Fresh encounter all day. We going. I'm telling y'all, you cannot miss that. Midday, we got lunch. But I tell you, we bring in the whole praise team, the whole band. We are not slacking on God. We ain't giving God our second best. We giving him our best. Every time we open up these doors, Crystal, good morning to you. Every time we open up these doors, we are making sure God gets our best. That's the whole band, the whole we are just going to make sure that we present to God a living sacrifice, something that is alive. That's right. Lisa High, good morning. Selena, good morning. Good to see you. So good to see everybody on this morning. Let me make sure I share this on the next page and we'll be good. Yes. Sons Martinez. Yes. Murphy. Good morning to Shanice, Lachelle. Good morning. I didn't even see your name come up here that fast. Good morning. Good to see everybody on this morning. Annie from Rwanda, good morning. Nothing but our best is acceptable. We cannot do anything less than our best. Doesn't mean we're going to be perfect, Miss Robin, but we're going to do the best that we can to present a living sacrifice to our God. Thank you, Lord. Donise, listen, y'all, it's October the 2nd. We are in Women's Month. All of the promos for Women's Month is going to be coming out. I need every woman to make sure that you are marking your calendar to be here at least for our Women's Day, which is the last Sunday in October. I believe that is October 24th. We are going to celebrate God like we never celebrated before, celebrating the women of New Kingdom, the women that are attached to Morning Motivation. You are part. Anyway, you are a part of this. You need to be here. We're going to have a great time celebrating God with the women of New Kingdom, Morning Motivation, Leading by Feeding, Collaborative Healing, all of them. We're going to make sure all of them get down here. We're going to be pulling out chairs from everywhere just to make sure that everybody's here. Good morning to everybody. So good to see everybody out this morning. We're going to make this the best women's season you've ever seen in your entire life. God is going to have his way. He's going to have his way with us in New Kingdom. I'm waiting for some women to make some noise. I'm waiting for some women. They not like us. That's their thing. They not like us. That's their thing. They not like us. That's the thing that's coming out. I'm telling you, we're going to have a great, set your clock, set your calendars, Don't you let nothing come in that interfere with that calendar for October. Make sure you are here for every single session. It will be a blessing. You will be blessed by it. So many great opportunities. That's right. Step out. What did Bishop say? Step in. Step out, step in, however you want to say it. Just get up and move. Good morning, Abu. Good to see you. Miss Frida, good morning. Good to see you. All the promos that are going out for New Kingdom. We just sent out the Save Not Soft promo with the babies, with the kids. We got pictures all over the internet with our social media with Save Not Soft. I'm telling you, listen, we are going to take over every single social media apparatus that we can. Because we are going to that place. Tamika Simmons, good morning. Kristen Bryan, Sharon Brown, Annie Brown, good morning to all of you this morning. So just be on the lookout. Tennille, good morning. Step in. Step in. That's it. Hashtag take over. Hashtag take over. Thursday night discipleship class, growing leaps and bounds. Tracy Baker, good morning. Folks saying, I need to be a part of discipleship. I know at least 4 people joined discipleship on yesterday. Said they already got their books. They ordered their books. They are ready for Thursday. I'm going to call them because they got to get caught up. I want to make sure that they get caught up. They're ready to participate. We're going to have a pray for our discipleship ministry. It is something that is becoming a staple of this ministry. And we want to make sure, and if you need to start one at your ministry, just let me know. I'll show you what books to use and show you how to do it, because we're trying to expand the kingdom. My Lord and my God, we're trying to expand the kingdom. I don't want to step on no pastor's toes. I don't want to mess with no pastor's vision. That's not my job. All I want to do is help expand the kingdom of God. That's all. That's all. Miss Barbara Sheridan, good morning. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for coming on. Yes, we want to offer our condolences to Miss Jackie. She lost her mom on yesterday. We are praying with her. We understand how hard and how tough it is to lose a mother who fought a good fight. She held on as long as she could, and now she is in the arms of the Lord. And we are so grateful to be a part of this celebration that they're going to have celebrating her life. Step in, Miss Frida, the kingdom. Ha! Lord have mercy. I love it. I love it. It is Wednesday. It is becoming Whole Wednesday. It is becoming Whole Wednesday. So that's Miss Jackie's mother and Chanel's grandmother. So we want to make sure that we keep them all in prayer. Deaconess, good morning. Good to see you. Robin Taylor, good morning. Good to see you. We want to keep them all in prayer. It is definitely a season of transition, but we know God is in control, and to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Dennis, good morning. Good morning. Good to see everybody on here this morning. So we are going right into our text this morning. The spirit of Uriah, 2 Samuel 12, part 9, part number 9. I'm just letting y'all know we're going to go all the way into chapter 13, because Uriah is all of these things that are happening to David and his family. All of these things, Miss Annie, good morning. Quanda, good morning. All of these things that are happening in David's family is the result of what he did to Uriah. All these things that we're going to be reading about coming up is a result, Carlissa, good morning, is a result of David's murder, and we need to make sure we say it for what it is, for his murder of Uriah the Hittite. There's so many things. Overseer Edith Maliga, good morning. Good to see you. All of these things, these circumstances that are surrounding David from chapter 12 on is a result, Carrie Walls, good morning, is a result of David's murder of Uriah. There are consequences to your actions. There are consequences to your actions, And we found out yesterday, Miss Rosa from Philly, good morning. Miss Rosa, good morning. We found out yesterday that in this case, blood had to be shed. Monique Benz, good morning. We found out yesterday that blood had to be shed. Kiara Gray, good morning to you. Something had to be sacrificed as a result of David's murder. We got to call it what it was. Jesus was not killed on the cross. He was murdered. You need to understand it's a difference. They had no charges against him. Good morning, Rick Tyler. None. He did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. They couldn't find no evidence. They trumped up charges. Tracy, good morning. Good to see you. They trumped up charges against him and they murdered him. Uriah did nothing wrong. All he did was his job. All he did was his assignment. I'm talking to somebody. All he did was his assignment. And unfortunately, good morning, Patricia. Unfortunately, somebody could not handle their flesh. He was murdered. He did nothing wrong, Miss Frida. He did nothing wrong, but he was murdered. Why? Can we ask this question? Why do bad things happen to good people? Somebody type that in there, please. Why do bad things happen to good people? One of my friends from Morning Star preached that sermon. It was a long time ago. I think when I first started. Yeah. Why do bad things happen to good people? Uriah did nothing wrong. Great man of God, great warrior, loyal to his assignment, did everything he was called to do. Good morning, Lavelle. Why do bad things happen to good people? It's good, y'all. It's good. So we're on 2 Samuel chapter 12. And I think this is going to be amazing today because I still got some questions. I have questions for God. Y'all might not want to ask God these questions, but I'm going to ask him these questions. I'm going to ask him these questions. We are now on verse 22. We're now on verse 22. That's right. Make sure Lakeisha gets on. Lakeisha Thompson gets on. Make sure Lavelle tag Star Kitchen. Make sure she gets on. She already ordered her book for discipleship. Anisha, I believe she already ordered hers. We gotta make sure everybody's ready and prepared for discipleship on tomorrow night, which is Thursday night. Verse 22, y'all. The men asked David, why did he fast and pray while the child was living? And now you didn't send me the name of the book. Oh, I sent you the link, Anisha. You didn't see the link? It was right on your, I sent it to your messenger. I thought I sent it to your messenger. In fact, I know I did because I'm looking. Maybe it did not show up. Okay, I'll send it again. I thought it showed up. It came in as a Zoom. It came in as an Amazon link. Check your messenger. Good morning, Dante. Good to see you. See if your messenger has the Amazon link, please. And if not, I'll send it to you again. So let's look at David's response. Why was he fasting and praying when the child was alive? But then he made, when the child died, he started to eat. So look at what he said. This is big. Look at what he said. He said in verse 22, I fasted and wept while the child was alive, for I said, perhaps the Lord will be gracious to me and let the child live. No, just the day and time. Okay. All right. So you don't have it. So let me do it right now so I won't forget. So he said, perhaps the Lord will be gracious to me and let the child live. But why should I fast when he is dead? Lord have mercy. That's crazy. That's what he said, y'all. That's what he said. That's what he said. Why should I fast and pray while he is dead? Now that messed me up. That really, really, really messed me up. Why should I pray and fast when the child is dead? Okay, and this is what he said. Can I bring him back again? Can I bring him back again? I will go to him one day, but he cannot return to me. Now, regardless of how that child was born and what circumstances, that still was his child. That was still his child. David made the conscious decision. Listen to this. He made the conscious decision to declare, is nothing I can do. Is nothing I can do at this moment. He's dead. I have to let that go because it's nothing that I can do at this moment. I cannot bring him back to life. Now, it's a lesson in that. It's a lesson in that. David made sure, now this could be a little callous for some because no one wants to show you how to mourn for anything that passes away in your life. But David made the decision, good morning, Pudding. David made the decision that now that that child has passed away, listen to me, have to move on and be the king I'm supposed to be. I'm teaching Miss Rosa. I cannot change. Look at this, Jason. Good morning. I cannot change what I did. I cannot change what happened. I cannot make those things come back. Therefore, I need to do what I can control. I need to move where I need to move. And he made this statement that really blessed my life. He said, if I can't control it, I have nothing I can do about it. You can't change what happened. Lachelle, I can't change what happened. You can't change. You have no control over what happened in the past. All you can do is work on what you can control and move on. That's what David did, y'all. Chanel, that's what David did. Let me make sure I get this, and I know because I just don't want to be. I don't want to be callous because I need to make sure. But this prayer of serenity, we prayed it before, but let me make sure we say it again. Okay. Let me make sure you understand what it says. I want the full prayer of serenity. The full prayer of serenity. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure I pray the prayer of serenity for you so you can understand this prayer. It's amazing. Look up the serenity prayer if you've never heard it. I'm going to read it again. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Somebody just grab it. Miss Edwards, grab it right now. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The courage to change the things I can. You know what I found out, Chanel? We love to focus on the things that we can't change, but we cower away from the things that we can change. Pastor, you are teaching in here this morning. We love to put all our energy into people we can't change. We love to put all our energy into situations we can't change, but we run around, we skirt around, we walk around the mulberry bush. We never address the things that we can change. He said, the courage to change the things I can, and look at this, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace. Kim Collins, good morning. Accepting hardship as the pathway to peace. Taking, as Jesus did, this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that you will make all things right if I surrender to your will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. Good morning, Tony. I'm trying to help you. That serenity prayer helps put everything in perspective. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. David said, look, I can't change this right now. So the quicker listen to me, somebody, this is a statement that I want you to understand, and I'm not rushing you. This is not me rushing you to really come through this season of your life. But what I am going to tell you, the quicker you work on getting yourself together and getting back into it, the quicker you'll be able to literally live out the will of God for your life. The quicker you get back in, the quicker you accept what happened, the quicker you'll be able to see God at work in your life and be able to move it. God, give me the courage to know the difference, Yvonne. Teach us. That's what it says. I need to know the difference. So David said, listen to me. Can I bring him back again? I will go to him one day, but he cannot return to me. David said, I'm gonna be with that son one day, but it's not today. I'm gonna be with him one day, but that one day is not today. Help me to know the difference. Here goes. Now, this is me and God having questions. This is me having an issue with this text right now. And I know him and I don't have a problem with having this kind of discussion. I need to understand this next. I need to understand this. Verse 24 and 25, really verse 24. I need help with this. I really, y'all gonna have to help me. Kim Collins and all of my resident theologians and everybody that's getting revelation from God. I need help with this one, because this just doesn't sit well with me. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. This just doesn't sit well with me. I'm okay to have this kind of feeling, because this is my feelings, right, Anisha? This is how I feel. I'm just acknowledging my feelings right now. This verse does not sit well with me. Good morning, Miss Jackie. We are praying for you. You know how much we love you. Just want to make sure we keep you in prayer. And if you need anything from us, just give me a call. Please give us a call. Then David comforted Bathsheba. I got a problem. I just got a problem with this whole verse right here. I just have a problem with it. Then David comforted his wife that he got from murdering another person that he stole. I got a problem. Then David comforted his wife, Bathsheba. You notice what changed right here, Chanel Murphy. I want to see if you know what changed right here. Okay, Kim, I like that. He still had to be head of the family and do right by her. I can go with that. I can go with that. Y'all helping me because I need help with this one. What changed in the text, Chanel? Then David, or anybody maybe, Chanel, or anyone that may know it. Yeah, we got his wife, but remember what the text used to call her. What did the text, Lachelle, used to call Bathsheba? There you go, Annie Brown. She was no longer spoke of as Uriah's wife. That just put chills down my spine. She was no longer Uriah's wife. This is fire, man. This right here. This right here is serious. Because in verse number 15, child of David and Uriah's wife, she is no longer, I want y'all to understand how powerful this statement is. She is no longer Uriah's wife. She was now, this is what it says, then David comforted Bathsheba, his wife, and slept with her. Yo, I'm done. I'm telling you. This whole text, y'all, I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. Oh, Kim, we going to chapter 13. David's problems haven't even began. The penance that you just declared is going to be gone for a lot. It has literally brought a curse on his family. Lachelle, you preaching. See, now, Lachelle, stop. That right there is David stripped her of her identity. It doesn't say, Rodney, that David ever told her what he did to Uriah. David stripped her of her identity. This is big, y'all. I don't know anybody on this. That verse 25, this verse 25, 24 is huge. He stripped her of her identity, and then he slept with her because he has a right now. That's his wife. That's his wife. She became pregnant and gave birth to another son, and David named him Solomon. The child didn't live but for 7 days. Remember, it was 7 days the child died. The child only lived for 7 days. He got sick, and the child died. Now David has another son, and it's the son Solomon, which we know who becomes one of the greatest kings after David. But y'all don't forget, please do not forget that Solomon, towards the end of his life, had problems too. And Solomon, listen to me, had the same problem David had, but was multiplied. Solomon had the same problem as David did, but Solomon's struggle was multiplied. It was because of Solomon the whole kingdom was divided. So the child's name was Simon. The Lord loved the. Now, this is what I love what God did. It said the Lord loved the child. It did not say he appreciated that union, because Solomon had nothing to do with what David did. Solomon had nothing to do. Lord help us. Your children, why do we take our children through the struggles when they had nothing to do with what we did? But they suffering because of our mistakes, or because of our bad habits, or because we don't have. So the Lord loved the son. The Lord loved the child and sent word through Nathan the prophet that they should name him Uriah, which means beloved of the Lord, as the Lord had commanded. Okay, so that was God's affirmation, tainted bloodline. That was God's affirmation of Solomon. But that union would cause so much damage to David's life and his family because of that one act. And I need somebody to understand this. Guess what? There's a lot of, listen, I want you to grab this, and I really want y'all to understand. I want you to understand this. And this is something you really have to think about, or you have to go into prayer about with God and ask him and really allow him to show you. Is this something that you are still paying for? God Almighty. Is this something that you are still paying for that you did? David paid for that act of Bathsheba for just about the rest of his life. Listen to me, y'all, and I don't want y'all to get upset with me. Jesus died and saved us from the penalty of sin, not the consequences. The penalty of sin is death. Jesus died for us not to die from the sin. Talk to me, Pastor Tish. He died for the penalty of it, which declared any sin we had, we should die, but the consequences still remain. Woo! God help us. God help us. But can somebody celebrate? Because there are some generational things. There's some generational things that you became the curse breaker. God help me. There's some things that was attached to your bloodline that when it hit you, it broke. God, I'm helping somebody here. There were some generational curses that have been attached to your bloodline, but when it reached you, you the curse breaker. I know it was for me. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know it. My mother's on YouTube right now. I know it was for me. All the men that was in our family were addicted to alcohol. All of them. They were addicted to alcohol. I'm not saying they were bad people. I'm not saying they were bad people, but they were addicted to alcohol. That thing came to me, broke, done. It wasn't getting me. I don't know what prayer was prayed over my life. I'm here to tell you. I don't know what prayer was prayed over my life, but when that thing hit me, that curse was broke. Somebody better declare, I'm a curse breaker. I'm a curse breaker. That thing hit my bloodline. It stopped. It was broken. Just to look at it, the smell of it disgusts me. I hate it. I'm a curse breaker. That thing got broken with me. Soon as it hit me. I'm a curse breaker. Thank you, Lord. So here comes God. Now here comes David. Now we get ready to go back. I feel like running in this. I feel like running on here today. Honestly, we're gonna go to that place today. I know it's a little rainy outside. Don't let the rain keep you from coming to midday or evening Bibles or fresh encounter, because we are going to literally celebrate the fact that God made us the curse breakers. Curse breaker. So, verse 26. Look at this, Keisha. Meanwhile, Joab was fighting against Rabbah, the capital of Ammon, and he captured the royal fortifications. Joab sent messengers to tell David, I have fought against Rabbah and captured its water supply. Now bring the rest of the army and capture the city. Otherwise, I will capture it and get credit for the victory. Look at this. See, I want y'all to see Joab is starting to reveal himself. Who says that to a king? He's telling the king what to do. Who says that to a king? Bring everybody, well, I'm going to take credit. See what I'm telling you? Joab, you have a Joab. I need you to understand that eventually God is going to reveal a Joab in your midst. Pastor Duckett teach in here. I'm here to tell you, Joab has been literally around you, working for you, working through you, but God is going to reveal him. You don't have to try to figure out who your Joab is. Y'all better stop here. You ain't got to try to figure out who your Joab is. God will reveal your Joab to you, and he's going to deal with Joab. Everybody think I got to find out who my Judas is, or I got to find out who my Joy. No, you don't. Just keep working. God will reveal them. God will not allow anything to hurt, harm, or anything to literally get involved or get in between your kingdom work and what he's calling you to do. Just keep working. God will deal with your Joab. Good morning, Shayna. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Never have to worry about Joab. God, see, Terry, I'm mess with your theology. I'm telling y'all, David needed Joab. See, y'all missing it. See, that's we got to be mature. We got to mature ourselves. David needed Joab to command his armies. Everywhere Joab was considered one of David's mighty fighting men. God used the flaw in Joab to advance the kingdom. You trying to get rid of Joab, but God is using Joab. I'm teaching in here. God used Judas. You trying to find Judas and get rid of Judas. God needed Judas to get Jesus to the cross. God will reveal and he will use Joab because Joab had a skill that many persons don't have. See, this is the level of maturity I'm trying to get everybody to. Stop trying to do God's job. God will protect you. God will make sure that he utilizes the people that are in your space. You trying to find who's this, who's on my side, who's next. That's not your job. God is the one that will protect you from Judas. God will protect you from Joab. God will protect you from Peter, because you still got to remember Peter deserted him. God will protect you from everything that can hurt you or harm you. Just do your job. Just do your job. Stop worrying about everybody that's around you. Stop worrying. Stop getting yourself all caught up in what people are doing. God is going to protect you from their motives. He's going to make sure you're covered. Do your job. Operate in your assignment. Let your gift flow. When it's time for people to be moved out of your life, God will remove them. That's why this is the reason why many, I'm telling y'all right now, this is the reason why many ministries, we get so caught up and we still go to these conferences and they telling us, oh, you got to make sure you know your enemies and all these people around you, and you got to know. Listen, you're not reading the Bible. You're not understanding it, because God, when it's time to reveal those people to you, he's going to deal with them himself. He's the one that's going to protect you. Stop getting caught up in all these cliches that really have no spiritual significance. Just do your assignment. Do your assignment. Just do it. That's all. Just do your assignment. Because you need Joab. You need Joab. Joab was fighting for you while you was home sleeping. Y'all going, I'm done. I can't help y'all with this today. Joab was fighting while you was missing your shift. You got your nose all turned up because people are doing your job because you ain't show up for your shift. You needed Joab. Joab had a skill set that many didn't have. He knew how to fight. He knew how to mobilize the warriors. He knew how to position people. You know what you want? You know what you want around you? You want people around you that like you, that pump you up, that literally put you up. You can't handle people that may think differently than you. You can't handle people that may not have the same type of emotional makeup as you. They may think differently, may even act a little differently, but they're all trying to go in the same direction. You want everybody to think like you, look like you, act like you. You can't handle anybody that may ruffle your feathers, that may challenge you a little bit, that may do things that may not fit well with you. Everybody's going to need a Joab. I'm preaching it here. I'm preaching in here. I'm preaching in here. Stop, literally, listen to me. Stop trying to make everybody be like you, act like you, do what you want them to do all the time. They're not, oh my God. I see it all the time. It used to be me. I'm like, man, they acting like this. I brought them around you because they got a skill set that you don't have. They may not do the things that you do. They may like some of the things that you don't like, but they got a skill set that you don't have. Y'all, and you wonder why you still stuck, because you're getting rid of relationships that were God ordained. Jesus hung around tax collectors that were known as the chiefest of sinners. Paul declared that he was the chiefest of sinners. As a Christian, you didn't want to be around Paul. I'm gonna preach you into the kingdom. As a Christian, when Paul showed up, you didn't want to be around him because he had the knowledge of the word. He was zealous of the word. He was willing to take somebody out because of the word. Paul had a passion for the kingdom. Paul had a passion for God that nobody had. And look what God did with Paul. Peter couldn't be around him. Peter didn't even like him. You can read the Bible. I'm telling you, you can read it. They didn't agree with everything that Paul did or what Paul said. Paul had to rebuke Peter in front of everybody. You want everybody on your team to think and act like you. Nobody liked Rodman. Nobody liked Dennis Rodman. They couldn't stand him. They hated his guts most of the time. They hated his guts. They didn't like the way he partied. They didn't like the way, but when he stepped on that basketball court, Chicago Bulls still got the best winning record, best number of regular season victories ever because of him. I'm trying to mature y'all, because y'all messing up relationships that are God ordained because you got an issue with somebody because of the way they talk or because of the way they do. All right, let me keep going, y'all. Y'all done took Joab. So David gathered the rest. I'm on verse 29. So David gathered the rest of the army and went to Rabbah, and he fought against it and captured it. Look at this. David removed the crown from the king's head, and it was placed on his own head. I hope y'all don't have a problem with this. I'm going to share with y'all something that most of y'all probably have no idea about, and I'm going to share with you why. I really love the series when it came out on Netflix, The Crown. I really loved that Netflix series when it came out on The Crown, the story of Queen Elizabeth. I loved it. When I started watching how she had to become a queen at such a young age, and nobody, when I tell you nobody thought she could handle it or do it, she messed everybody up. She wore that. She made mistakes. She learned. She understood it. I'm telling you right now, when you look at that series, especially the first two seasons, you've seen all the things she had to maneuver through. She had to grow in. Her mother didn't think she was qualified. Y'all not helping me. I'm preaching to somebody. Her mother didn't think she was qualified. Her husband wanted the crown. Her sister didn't think she was qualified. Her grandmother didn't think she was qualified. The prime minister didn't think she was. Nobody thought she was qualified. I'm preaching, Lavelle. But she was chosen for such a time as this. And she stood in that role as long as I think longer than any monarch in modern history. I'm preaching. Everybody love. I'm stepping on some people's toes. Y'all gonna get mad at me. I'm gonna step on some folk toes. Y'all gonna get mad at me. Don't get mad. Everybody loved Princess Diana. Oh, she was the best thing for the queen. Everybody, because you know why? She was flashy. Everybody loved it. She grew to the limelight. I mean, she was drawn to the limelight. Y'all can look at. I want you to look at her life deeply. The limelight. She was drawn to it. She embraced it. She loved it. And the queen stayed away from the limelight. Y'all, I'm preaching in here. She never wanted the limelight. She never wanted to be seen that way. I'm teaching y'all. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You have to understand when you have been chosen, when you have been put in a position, she remained steadfast. That's major, man. Am I right, Chanel? She embraced the limelight. I told you, be careful when you get in that light because you will get burned. Listen to what I'm telling you. Be careful of that light because you stay in that limelight long enough, you will get burned. Somebody wanted to make leading by feeding. They wanted to showcase leading by feeding in one of their newsletters. Deaconess, you on the line, right? Deaconess is on the line. Somebody wanted to embrace. They wanted to celebrate what leading by feeding was doing. And how we've been. And Deaconess, can you tell them what I told you? They want to showcase leading by feeding. What did I tell you? They wanted to embrace leading by feeding. They wanted to showcase leading by feeding. This is what Deaconess will tell you what I told them. We don't need that. I don't want that limelight. I don't want the light shining on us. I don't want the light shining on us because you will get addicted to the light. I'm preaching to somebody. I'm telling you, keep the light off of you. Just do your job. The light, the people are going to find you. It's just a matter, they're going to find them. I mean, they love leading by feeding. They always calling us and asking us to do anything, but stay out of the limelight. You'll get addicted to it. We don't need the public. You don't need the public. You don't need the light. So here comes. So the crown was made of gold and set on gems and weighed 75 pounds. David took a vast amount of plunder from the city. He also made slaves of the people, Rabbi, and forced them to labor with saws, irons, picks, and iron axes to work in the brick kilns. This is how he dealt with the people of the Ammonite towns. Then David and all the army returned to Jerusalem. Okay. Light don't need light. Somebody just ready to run out this building. Somebody like myself. You are the light. You don't need light. Why do I need light? Why does light need light? Okay, so let's go. All right, y'all, we get ready to go into chapter 13. I need y'all to buckle up because if you need a soap opera, if you need a soap opera, you got one coming right here. You need to As the World Turns. If you need the General Hospital, what's the other ones? As the World Turns, General Hospital, Guiding Light, you all of that. If you need soap operas, All My Children, thank you. Young and the Restless, thank you. All of that is you gonna get it in this story right here. This story right here, you ain't read this story before. you ain't The Bold and the Beautiful. Thank you. Some of y'all I guess y'all was watching that, Too much light not only gonna blind you to burn you. General Hospital, thank you. You are a light on a hill that can't be hidden. Like the sands of the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Of course, Kenny would say something crazy like that. Now, David, son Absalom, don't forget about Absalom, y'all. Just don't forget about Absalom. Please don't forget about Absalom. I'm telling you right now, Absalom is diabolical. I'm telling y'all right now. Don't forget the name Absalom. Absalom was diabolical. I literally flipped my. Absalom was that. He was that. Let me keep going on. Now, David's son Absalom had a beautiful sister, Tamar. And Ammon, her half brother, that means they had the same father but different mother, okay, fell desperately in love with her. Here goes somebody type in emotional attachment. He said Absalom is Victor New. Stupid shame. I'm going to sit still for this part. Amnon had an emotional attachment to Tamar. Amnon became so obsessed with Tamar that he became ill. That's an emotional attachment. That's an emotional attachment. You so emotionally attached to something that when you can't have it, you get sick. No, Jessica, he was beyond in love. He was infatuated. He was obsessed. That's obsession. He got ill. She was a virgin, and Amnon thought he could never have her. That's a level of obsession that is where you need some help, some major help. But Amnon had a very crafty friend, his cousin Jonadab. He was a son of David's brother Shema. Don't forget that name too, Shema. Lord have mercy. I didn't even realize that. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to teach you, Chanel, just calm down. It's your fault. If y'all get mad at chapter 13, blame it on Chanel, because this is still, the spirit of Uriah is still all over this text, because it's because of what David did to Uriah that we're dealing with this right now. One day, Jonadab said to Amnon, "What's the trouble? Why should the son of a king look so ejected morning after morning?" Y'all following the book? We ready to go over to the next. So Amnon told him, "I'm in love with Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister." That is not love, brother. You need to call that what it is, because that is not love. Well, Jonadab said, "I'll tell you what to do. Go back to bed and pretend you are ill. When your father comes to see you, ask him to let Tamar come and prepare some food for you. Tell him you'll feel better if she prepares it as you watch and feeds you with her own hand." Now, this, if you got this kind of friend, you already know what kind of crazy you are. Okay, y'all better. Your friends tell me who you are. Lord, help me in here. Your friends tell me who you are. Look at this. Just straight wickedness. So Amon took advice. See, here we go. Taking advice from a fool. Taking advice, listen to me, from a person, listen, this is crazy, doesn't say he has anything worth anything, but he's taking advice, not wisdom from someone, taking advice from someone he has no business taking advice from. So Amon lay down, pretended to be sick, and when the king came to see him, Amon asked, "Please let my sister Tamar cook and cook my favorite dish as I watch, then I can eat from her own hand." Now, you know why David couldn't see through that, right? You know why David couldn't see through that, right? Because unfortunately, one of the consequences, one of the consequences to what he did with from Uriah is he lost the level of discernment. David lost the spirit of discernment. Pastor Alexis, one of the consequences, he didn't die because of the sin, but the consequence was he lost the level of discernment. He couldn't see past the facade. He couldn't see past the phoniness. He couldn't see past the fakeness. So he goes. Look at this, Darius. So when Tamar arrived at Amon's house, she went to the place where he was lying down so he could watch her mix some dough. Now this is this part of the y'all, oh my God. Y'all, please don't get offended at this, please, because we know any of this right here is not of God. Help us in here, Lord God, please. The same, oh my God, thank you for this. The same thing David did to Bathsheba his son is about to do to his daughter. God just get. Have a good day, Stephanie. Look at what he watched her bake. When she set the serving tray before him, he refused to eat. Everyone get out of here. Amon told his servants, so they all left. Watch, Nikki. Listen, Monique. Then he said to Tamar, now bring the food into my bedroom and feed it to me here. Lord, have mercy. Alexis said, reaping and sowing, reaping and sowing, reaping and sowing. But the sad thing is your children is reaping what you sowed. His children is reaping what he sowed. Here it goes. So Tamar took his favorite dish to him, but as she was feeding him, he grabbed her and demanded, come to bed with me, my darling sister. Now, how wicked does that sound? That whole sentence right there. Look at this. Look at this. Look at what he says. Look at this. Now, this is real good. She says, no, my brother, she cried. Don't be foolish. Don't do this to me. Such wicked things aren't done here in Israel. She's begging for her life. Begging for her life. Because when you take that from her, her life is gone in her mind. Don't, Tara, look at this. Don't do this to me. Where could I go in my shame? And you will be called one of the greatest fools in Israel. Please just speak to the king about it, and he will let you marry me. When you are emotionally attached and you have no control over your flesh, you are literally uncontrollable. You are an instrument that the devil will consistently use. Amnon was emotionally attached and he had no control over his flesh. My pastor preached this text years ago. So here, this is what he says. Now she even came up with a plan. Listen, if I mean that much to you, let's just do this thing right. Pastor Alexa, if I mean that much to you, let's just do it right. Let's do it the right way. Please don't do this to me. But Amnon wouldn't listen to her. And since he was stronger than she was, he raped her. I'm just reading the book. Monique, I'm just reading the book. I'm just reading the book. I don't know if any of y'all has anybody, I want somebody to tell me, who has never read this story? Tell me right now, who has never read this story? Just messy. Melissa said me. Chanel said me. I've never read it. Sharon said me. Julian said me. Annie said me. Monique said me. Kevin said me. Cynthia said me. Keisha said me. Renee said me. It's in the Bible. Never even heard about it. We avoid these stories in the Bible. We avoid them because of this. We avoid them. But there's so many lessons in this. There are so many lessons in here. Look at all the lessons that we're missing out on teaching you because we're afraid to literally deal with the text. This ain't a shouting text. This ain't to cue up the organ Darius type of text. This is a text you got to sit with. This is a text that you got to sit and eat. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is it. This is a text. This is whatever meal you don't like. You know the meal you don't like, that one thing you don't like. Good morning, Pastor. You preaching today, I see. Listen to me. You know that meal, some of y'all don't like chicken liver. Some of y'all may not like beef liver. I don't know what you know, Brussels sprouts, whatever. This is one of those meals. You got to sit. I got to force you to eat this one. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, pride of life. Preach, Kim Collins. You're going to sit at the table and cry, but guess what? You ain't going to leave until you finish eating. Oh, my God. I'm talking to somebody here. You can sit at the table, cry, moan. You can sit, but you ain't getting up from this table until you eat this meal. Lust is deadly. This is one we got. Listen. So here goes. Let's go. So it says it. So he raped her. Then suddenly Amnon's love turned to hate. That's what happens with rapists. That's what happens with a rapist. Because now your emotions, you all over the place. You go from love to hate just like that. You go from love to hate. Now that you done did what you done did, you done got what you wanted, now you don't even want. Now that you just destroyed this woman's life forever, look at what she did. You got folk listening on this cruise ship that we don't even know. You better take the massive Tracy Thomas, you silly. Listen to me. Look at this. Here he is. He now hates her. And look at what he does, Monique. He hated her even more than he had loved her. I want y'all to listen to this. He loved her so much that he figured out this wicked scheme to get her, but now his hate superseded the love that he had for her. You have a great day, Robin. The love he had, the hate that he now has, superseded the love he once had. This text right here, he said he hated her even more than he loved her. Look what he says, get out of here, he snarled at her. Now that's the sign of a narcissist right there. Now, all that stuff. I'm so glad we ain't got that trigger word narcissist anymore. Because my God, a couple of years ago, that's all everybody was talking about. He a narcissist, they a narcissist, she a narcissist. No, that's the sign of a narcissist right there. Get out of here. He snarled at her. No, no. Now she's still begging for her life. Tamar cries, sending me away now is worse than what you've already. This girl is preaching in here. Sending me away now would be worse than what you already did to me. I'm tainted. I've been corrupted. I have no place to go because now what you did to me, I'll never be wanted or never have the life that I'm supposed to have. Why did you do this to me? Why did you do this to me? Look at what it says. But Amnon wouldn't listen to her. He shouted for his servants and demanded, throw this woman out and lock the door behind her. She didn't run because he was too strong for her. Remember, Pastor Alexis? She didn't run because he was too strong. Yeah, it was disgusting, Miss Robin. You're right. You have a right to say that. Remember, that's what he said. He was too strong for her. Now he's telling his servants to throw her out. Let alone what he did to her, but that's his half sister. Throw her out. I'm just reading the text, Tracy Thomas. I'm just reading the text. That's all I'm doing. And then slam the door and lock the door behind her. So the servants put her out, locked the door behind her. She was wearing a long, beautiful robe, as was the custom in those days for the king's virgin daughters. But now Tamar tore her robe, put ashes on her head, and then with her face in her hands, she went away crying. God Almighty. Her whole life changed. Is that not what happened with Bathsheba? I'm going to preach somebody into the kingdom. David overpowered her with his title. David overpowered Bathsheba with his title. He intimidated her with his title. This beautiful young woman who kept herself pure the entire time. I don't know. We're going to find out, Chanel. That's a good question. It probably did. Now that you asked that question, this beautiful young woman kept herself pure only for it to be ripped from her. She, the original Tamar, was murdered at that moment. Young girl that didn't do nothing wrong. Young girl that didn't do anything wrong. Murdered. Her brother Absalom saw her and asked, "Is it true that Amnon has been with you?" "Well, my sister, look at this now. Keep quiet for now. Since he's your brother, don't worry about it." So Tamar lived as a desolate woman in her brother's Absalom's house. Isn't it like what we do? Keep things quiet. Don't talk about it. Don't address it. I'm talking. The worst thing that happened to you, keep it quiet. Don't talk about it. Don't want to address it. I ain't telling you that everybody needs to know, but he could have brought the right people in to deal with that issue right now. The father should have been alerted immediately. Immediately. Protecting the predator. Don't tell me some of y'all, and this probably is a trigger for somebody. And I'm sorry. I pray it's not. But something happened to you and they told you not to tell nobody. And you still haven't told anybody. And you still dealing with it. You still don't feel like a whole person. You still don't feel like a whole person. You feel like something was stripped from you and you never got a chance to tell your story. Took my innocence. Lavelle, Nipper, you up. Or telling somebody and they don't even believe you. Keisha, it's real. I know it's real. And then make you think it was your fault. And I'm gonna say this to people. This is real. And some of your tendencies and your ways that you have is a result of you being defiled. What do you do? The people over you upholds someone's bad behavior. Craziness. My God. Stripped of your dignity. And you trying to figure out why they act like that because you don't know what they went through. Why they always do that? Because you have no idea what they survived. But the healer, Pastor Lex, is here. But the healer is here. But you got to give it all to him. You got to give it all to him. Y'all, this was, as we listen, when I tell you we ain't finished with this story, this story, Pastor Alexis just told us to open the altar. They told me to keep my mouth shut. Lord have mercy. They told you to keep your mouth shut. That's what the kingdom is for. That's what the kingdom is for. To literally come in and share with him and give it all to him. You can get through it. I want you to honestly understand that your whole life, if you haven't gotten through it, is a result of what you went through. If you truly haven't given it all and it is still fresh, I'm telling you, your life is a reflection of what you went through. I've been doing that, Pastor Alexis, for so long, and I never realized what it was. And I had to put that part of my life. I had to put that part over my life on hold because persons would actually think some other things versus me being genuinely trying to help persons get through that trauma. Surrender. Just give it to him. He can heal you from it. I'm telling you, the power that he has, he can heal you from it. I was reprimanded for not keeping it to myself. Leadership said I could mess up the reputation. Just being transparent this morning. Everybody wants to protect it. Had to forgive. Mm. There's somebody on this line, though, Lachelle. There's somebody, Donnice, Lavelle, that's on this line that hasn't forgiven yet. There's somebody on this line that's still carrying it. You might not want to share. If you want to say it's me, we can pray for you. But if not, I'm going to pray for you anyway. Because you know it's still hard. It still haunts you. Cynthia said me. Lakeisha said me. He can do it. He can do it. I know it still hurts. And I know when you get triggered, you don't even realize how you may communicate with other people. But when you share it with a person that genuinely wants to help you through it, it'll help you heal through it as well. Because when we hear, we'll help you heal. The right person, when they hear, they'll help you heal. We have our resident therapist, Miss Arnisha. She will definitely, if you need to speak to someone privately, she will have no problem. Kristen says he did it for me. He did it for me. Lord Brooks, good morning. Many persons on here. He did it for me. He did it for me. Tamar went through what she went through so we can help you get through what you went through. This had to be in the Bible. This had to be in the Bible. Had to be. And Chanel, that's a different Tamar, because this Tamar, remember the other Tamar was back when Judah was alive. We're in David's time. So this text had to be studied. Had to be. Had to be. Everyone, thank you so much. Of course, like I said, it's not gonna. It's just David. It's just getting started with David and his family. I'm just telling you, the spirit of Uriah, the spirit of Uriah, is all in this text. It's all in here. Everybody, please have a great day. Have a prosperous day. Everyone, please be safe in this rain. We're going to see you guys at 11:30. I'm sorry, 12:30. Apologize. See you at 12:30. Let the root of bitterness die and let the healing begin so you can live again. Uriah the Hittite still lives. See you guys at 12:30, and then see you at 7 o'clock. It is Becoming Whole Wednesday, and we're going to have a great, 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 great time. Lillian, good morning. Good to see you. Everyone, listen, have a great day. Be safe. See y'all tonight, this afternoon, and later tonight. God bless. Thank you, Pastor Alexis. God bless you too.